when I did the little building, it's a 24 by 24. It's called the little building, and we had, there's obviously a two car overhead garage door, and I just thought, okay, we're gonna make this into a wrestling room. There's wood burner in there, and padded all the. Dalton had wall pads, and then I had all this extra mat, and just padded the walls. Built like Josh Perez come out, and I basically held tools. He put up like a fake wall in front of the garage, like the overhead door, so you could not run into that door.
And we stuffed it, right, for insulation.
Yep. It was all tucked in. It was insulated, and then and it's a short ceiling in there. It's an 8-foot ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And then the window that's in there that got covered up by wall pads. So when you'd walk in there, if you close the door, it was pitch black in there. Totally insulated. And then with the mats being down too, that made it even more insulated, obviously. So that was
that had been a hell of a sauna.
Oh, dude, it was Man. Like you couldn't sit on the mat. It was so hot in there. It would get so hot in there you couldn't you had to wear pants because you couldn't kneel on the mat. It would burn your hands. That's how hot it was in there. It was insane. And that's when I read something on the internet about sauna being good for cardio. And I'm like, well, fuck it. If they wrestle in a sauna, they wrestle in 150 and 160 degrees, these kids are going to get these kids are going to build cardio without even knowing it. And I think they did, But there was a lot of kids that came and never came back. There was a lot of that. The other cool thing about the cool thing about COVID was all the you weren't forced to train in your neighborhood because there's a good chance there wasn't nothing in your neighborhood to train, right? So a lot of these kids got out, and I shit you not, man. We competed up in Wisconsin Dells every weekend. That's no exaggeration.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a tournament every weekend up there. And it was good because you were getting the East Coast, because Pennsylvania wasn't really wrestling. So you were getting the East Coast kids. You were getting the Ohio, Pennsylvania, what else? Virginia, New York, Maryland. You were getting all the East Coast kids in Wisconsin. So it was, there was some, if you go back and look on track at some of the teams, there were some crazy super teams up there during. And you don't even know the name of the tournament. The tournament was just another bullshit name tournament because they were running out of names for tournaments, But yeah, every weekend in the Dells, and then Tulsa, of course, never quit. So you'd have the Dells, you'd still have Tulsa. Where else could you go? There was
Iowa had a couple tournaments too.
Yeah, there was stuff in Iowa.
Yeah, but
we went to the Quad Cities a couple times. Like you say, the Dells had everything, but it seemed like the kids that wanted to wrestle and that were good at wrestling were wrestling. So the competition was kind of weaned out. It was always good kids wrestling. It seemed like too.
Yeah,
and it was neat because you could always go out of your age division too. You didn't have to just, you could wrestle. They had divisions, but it was also anarchy. You didn't have to wrestle however old you were. You could wrestle up in age. You could be on two different dual teams. You could be on a 13U dual team and a 15U dual team, and they were at separate times, so it worked. Stuff like that. Looking back, it's insane how good we had it without knowing it.
I don't know, where do we really start as far as what is the? I had a article pulled up from the Chicago Tribune, a news station, but apparently Liam Kelly is back in the state series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Correct. You are correct.
And what do you guys know?
I don't know. I know basically the judge told the IHSA that they got to figure out how to put him in, make it work as far as the bracket goes. They just told him or told the IHSA representatives, lawyer, whoever, figure it out, make it work. Now that it's all said and done, I know that we were right before. Is basically a athletic trainer was the one who said he's not familiar with this and he's not going to okay it. There was rumors about up-to-date paperwork, this and that and everything else. And every year he gets the new paperwork for like skin condition that he was born with every December.
How long's he had it, Jim?
Since he was born.
So he's had it forever.
Yep.
So this is a repeat process that his family goes through every year since he was a kid. There's probably a stack of these papers this big, and that kid, that trainer, still denied him.
Correct.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
Yeah. Well, it seems
Was the trainer on site for this meeting at all? Did he get brought into it? Does anybody know?
Trainer?
like the trainer on site. I would doubt that.
Oh, no, God, no. They got to protect their own. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that because then that's no.
Well, plus
this would be this is all in the IHSA's hands. Then they're the ones that are taking the fall for not letting Liam Kelly wrestle.
Well, yeah, it became their problem when they called them that day and said, all right, hey, here we are. Here's the situation. What are we going to do? And the IHSA said, well, that sounds unfortunate. This is kind of a tragedy. And that's what they left it at. So then it became their problem for not rectifying it right then and there.
So clarify that. So you're saying that they did talk to the IHSA the day of?
Eventually. They couldn't get a hold of anybody.
Okay.
But the tournament was already delayed like an hour, which doesn't sound like much, but you know how that goes. A tournament that's delayed an hour, you got everybody wondering why.
Yeah.
I don't know how transparent it was of what was going on. I mean, but it was a small, like there was 4 guys in the bracket, right?
Yeah.
It was a 4-man bracket.
Yep. One happened to be a state champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, the third place finisher by default was a 6-6 record.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's a great thing that he's back in. I think the from what I've seen online so far, the chatter is obviously people there. I mean, can't make everybody happy. That's just for sure. I think some people were hoping, or I guess some people look at it as if it's not following the rules. Like the rules are not important if you can just go to court. But unfortunately, this seems like the rules were followed and they just weren't upheld by like the correct protocol or whatever the case may be. Like it seems to me that it's not something that, like, say he went to the tournament, he got skin checked, he didn't have a note, and then they went to a doctor and they said it wasn't contagious or something, and he did it all like post, right? He did it in the time that he was supposed to do it. He got a note from a doctor and they just ignored it, basically. So like a lot of people are, it seems to me, I mean, obviously sometimes people just want the good kids not to be in the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And it is interesting how that is the case. But I think for the purist, I've seen a lot of positive responses, and I think they're mostly people who are wrestling people within the community of wrestling. They wrestle. They were wrestlers. They're not just happen to wrestle. What did you say, Jim? Like Aunt Brenda's, right? A lot of the culture, the people who have been wrestling, they want to see the best guys in. So they've been very positive about it. So that's a positive.
Yeah. Well, like I'll take a note out of Mark's book. Like, so John McWiggins isn't going to make it to state now, right? And John McWiggins was probably never supposed to make it to state.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And God, I hope there's not a kid named John McWiggins out there. But like that was the made up name, and I'm just going with it now.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you have to, yeah. So they fucked up at the tournament, and the next step was like, all right, hey, we're not going to let you. We're just not going to let you be wrong. We're going to fix this. So, I'll jump on a bandwagon and use the word protest. So they protested the trainers and the IHSA's decision, and now half the wrestling community is like, oh, it's a rule. You broke a rule. You didn't do this. No, they didn't break a rule. But you're the same people saying that are the same people applauding the blue-haired broad walking the sixth graders out to protest ICE during school. Pick a fucking side and be somewhat consistent.
Yeah.
That's why nobody takes you guys serious. Pick a fucking side.
Yeah, I think they're just the opposite. They're like
retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. Well, even they had every right to appeal this. Everybody's like, oh, you can just something's wrong, and you just start suing the IHSA. They had every right to appeal this rule.
Yep.
And the right to. And now they can say the bracketing situation, IHSA has to figure it out. To be a 13-man bracket, what else can they do?
Yeah.
Tell somebody they can't wrestle now. One or the other.
Yeah, man. It's crazy how people get with the opinions with that. Like, it doesn't go your own way, just sue. Well, yeah, that's what you do for your kid. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. You gotta, if your kid's getting fucked, you try to get them unfucked. So if that's the way of doing it, that's the way of doing it.
One, I think this is, I'm not a big rule guy. I don't like rules.
Amen, brother.
But when you have a rule that doesn't make sense, it does seem a lot of people go, well, that's a rule. It's like, okay, it's a rule. Let's just all constantly say that it's a silly rule if it's a rule, but this isn't a rule, right? So it's like we could have that argument about stupid rules, right? But this wasn't even a rule violation. It was a protocol violation by the person who was supposed to operate that protocol. So again, it is an interesting thing. There's a lot of back and forth, but I have heard the rumor, and these are all just rumors of people sending around in text messages, but their suggestion was that the 3A state tournament will be canceled if Liam Kelly wrestles, or if they force him to wrestle.
Who even comes? I don't even know how you come up with.
How does that even become a thing?
I don't know. It was said though. So
somebody said that the 3A state tournament would be canceled if Liam Kelly gets to wrestle at the state tournament.
Yeah, so this goes back to in the 90s, the again Mount Carmel situation. They weren't allowed to wrestle in the state tournament. Then they sued, I believe, and then they just didn't have the team state tournament. I'd have to look up the specifics of it, but that's the precedent. Basically, that there was a lawsuit. The IHSA lost the lawsuit, and then what they did is they just canceled the state tournament that year, which would be a travesty.
For a team state tournament?
Yeah, I think it was the team state, but I'd have to look it up to get the specifics. But yeah, that was a past thing. Obviously, it would be crazy if that was the situation, but I don't think it's going to be the situation. I feel like this is this is going to be an interesting twist to the 2026 State Series. Never been done before, or at least somebody told me it has, but I don't think it has.
I don't know. He gets pigtailed into the sectional bracket. I believe he wrestles the third place. He either wrestles the first place or third place kid out of that sectional first match. If that kid's going to make it, that kid's going to find a way to make it, But you already know the top four coming out of there, and 3 of those guys that came from that sectional are not the top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fortunate that he's getting in, and if they're gonna find a way to pigtail him in, but by rights, he shouldn't have to be pigtailed into that third place guy and then take his route. Like, what if he was a fringe guy that wasn't Liam Kelly, who we know is going to run through this, and he had to take that route, right? And he didn't get that chance to be the 1 seed that come out of that regional. Like, it's great that he's getting in, but is that the right thing to do then?
I totally agree with you. I 100% agree with you, Near, but I think here's the deal too. If he wasn't going to run through this, he wouldn't be. This wouldn't happen.
Situation. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, what if he,
No. You present a great situation because in theory, they need to wrestle that regional so that it works out the correct way.
Right, which is almost impossible to do, right?
Yeah,
you can't really do it tomorrow.
Right.
Can't they just have a 4-man round robin or 5-man round robin or 4-man, whatever? Like, yeah, invite the kid that didn't make it.
Well, here's
He's
the thing.
not coming.
We already did the math. You just put Liam Kelly in there and put Liam Kelly in the bracket that he was going to be in, and just assume that he was going to win those matches, and then you can see how everybody else wrestled. But I mean, if you're going to do that, I mean, yeah, it's a crazy situation. It definitely makes more sense that you have to do it the correct way, because you're right. If it was a fringe kid, then it would actually compromise him just as much by being in a different part of the bracket potentially. But again, like Jim said, would this be happening if he was a fringe kid? Like, was this again? I mean, what a coincidence. Liam Kelly, returning state champ, Mount Carmel. And this is something that's already happened before. It's just these things happen all too often. What did you say, Jim? You don't believe in coincidences?
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
Yeah. And it's like, and you also see that a lot of the negativity is coming. Obviously, private schools are definitely supporting other private schools, but a lot of the negativity is not coming from those schools.
No. Well, I don't know. I think everybody, if you're an adult, you should just support the kids, period, regardless if they're
right. That's what I was going to say.
If they're wearing Slipknot t-shirts or if they're wearing uniforms, just support them and their kids.
Right. He's a young kid. He's doing good things. You can't take that away from what school he goes to. You know, whether he's a private school, open school. I mean, for God's sakes.
Well, some asshole put on there that he's already privileged to be at that school. Like I just stopped reading. I'm like, oh God, I can't do this. You know.
Should we read some of the comments on?
I don't know. I tell you what. I could tell you what that person looks like by their comment. Like, no cheating. I could tell you what they look like with what they drive and what their top 5 songs are by a Facebook comment alone.
Yeah, I'll stop. I won't read him.
Subaru Forester.
Well, again, in addition to that, that's the big news today. That was a lot. We were all waiting patiently throughout the day, and we got the news, and such a crazy situation. Yeah, I can't imagine how this is going to unfold over the next week or two, but it's a crazy story, and it's interesting.
Yeah, and there is one of the Cassiopes is at 65, correct?
I believe so.
I thought so too, but I mean, this is better for Royce, and this is better for if one of the Cassiopes is at 65. Otherwise, you know what I mean? I just know how that works.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, those guys, I mean, here's the thing. This is the point. We've already touched base about this. The best of the best are constantly trying to compete against the best. They just are. Yep. And if they're not, then it's like you just got to continue to encourage that, because that's what you need to be doing. But the best of the best are practicing with each other. They're competing with each other. They already know. So in reality, anybody in the top 5, top 6 of that weight class, they want those guys to be there, or they want Liam to be there. So
yeah, and I think I fucked up. Is Medlin at 65 or 57?
He's at 65.
Okay. Well, remember when I said Kelly was the only top 10 ranked kid in Illinois? I mean, nationally from Illinois. Obviously, Wyatt is too, but I thought Wyatt was ranked at 57, not 65. I was wrong. I was 50% wrong, because I mean, if he's at 65, he's obviously going to be ranked in the top 10. I just didn't know at that point in time. I remember him being ranked at 157, so it probably wasn't 100% accurate, but it was at one point in time. It was accurate.
I raced here, grabbed pizza out of the fridge because I haven't eaten all day, and I'm miserably crabby. But I'm glad to be on the podcast.
We're glad to have you, Mark.
Thanks, boys.
We've dove in a little bit of the situation. What are your initial reactions to the news?
like I've said, I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I had this just, it's 2026, man. You try fucking, there's this, you do dumb shit like trainers, schools, IHSA. Like, I just have a feeling like as long as you can have some, if you have the ability to retain a lawyer, that you're in really good hands if you've really done nothing wrong. You know what I mean? And so, like, I thought from the get-go, what's interesting is reading a lot of people's comments, right? I read some people's comments on some of this shit, and I want to be like, bro, I'll strangle you. Like, that's what I think. Like, I want to strangle this fucking guy. And there's a bunch of them because it's the lack of knowledge on the situation. And then, like, the subtle, well, I guess we don't, what's the point in doing skin checks anymore? Oh, I guess we don't need notes. It's like,
yeah. That's
well,
just it. I mean, I know.
Stay in our fucking lanes, people.
Well,
I know that I say stupid shit. Okay, I own that. I say stupid shit everywhere I go. I do. But here's the deal: like the internet has no like the internet's anarchy. The internet has no filter. So like how I just think I have a little too much, maybe. I don't know what's the word, like insecurity. Not insecurity. I have too much of a like a. What's that called when you get damn dude a fat? When you call me fat all the time, what do I get? A complex. Like I have a complex to like go online and just talk shit about shit I don't know. These fucking guys, they don't care. You know what I mean? They don't care. They turn down Belinda Carlisle and they fucking just go, man. You know.
Well, in this situation, I mean, yeah, the internet is wide open, and I appreciate the wide openness. I love I love and hate the chaos, right? Because it's like, in the same sense, you want freedom of all this stuff, and you have to kind of let yourself navigate through it. But nobody knows a lot of information about this, right? And we're trying to find information, and that's the hard part. Is a lot of people speak without trying to find out information, and they just assume that it's a rule or something. You know, as we're trying to find out information, we still don't have a lot. And yeah, it's fascinating how confident people are on topics, even when they're not in the know of anything.
Yeah, big time. Like we just saw it last week with a friend of ours, all these assholes on the internet like spouting out stuff, and it's like, whoa, man. Like here's the real story. You know what I mean? Like you guys left out that the dude had house keys, you know? He's like there's a lot of well, the internet's crazy. The internet's crazy.
Accusatory parties removed a bunch of their posts. Did you see that?
No, I didn't really I haven't done much today, but I didn't really do a whole bunch of Googling at all. I don't know what I did. I went and got a haircut.
Actually, I got them all cut, boss.
Did you get a new shirt, Jim? That shirt is a nice shirt. I like it. It's a different shirt.
You want to hear the story behind this shirt?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Correct, we do.
All right. See these lines? Can you see the lines?
Kind of,
They're
yeah.
not. They're not actually lines. They're lyrics.
Okay.
Oh, shit, son.
So Penelope and I have matching shirts, and it's all done in Pearl Jam black lyrics. So it's just the black lyrics over and over to make lines on the item.
Well, I know someday you'll have a beautiful life.
I know you'll be
the star.
But yeah,
somebody else's. But why? It's probably one of the greatest songs of my lifetime.
Dude, so we like. Oh yeah, that Pearl Jam 10 album is. We didn't deserve it when we were 14. You know, I'll age myself. I don't even know how that's correct. 12, 14, maybe 1992. And now it's like when you listen to it, it's like, damn, that was good. That's good.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good songs on that album that never really made it as popular songs.
Right.
But as an adult, I'm like, yeah.
It kind of got, when it came out, it kind of got stuffed under for more grungy stuff, if you will. You know what I mean? Like
people wanted more Alice in Chains.
A little darker, a little grungier. But now looking back, that Pearl Jam 10 album is like, it's perfect from the beginning to the end. It's perfect. You know.
Although Lane Staley performing Nutshell live acoustic It's probably one of the my favorite songs ever.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
But
the
it's such a
fact,
dark song, man.
oh, it is, but that's what makes it so good, right? And then don't forget when we were listening to this stuff, I remember listening to watching on. I swear I watched VH. I don't think I was allowed to watch MTV, but I could watch VH1. And I remember the Metallica 1 video and like turning it up and it would like distort the speakers and like the antiques would rattle on the fucking shelves that like, like that the TV was in.
Yeah.
But that video is like there was a movie back in the day called Johnny Got His Gun, and that's like all the footage is from that movie in that video. Just random knowledge.
A Pearl Jam, right?
No, that's Metallica. We're talking about Metallica 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
The song 1 off of And Justice for All. It was the album.
Justice for All. Michael Jackson.
But yeah,
Such a great album.
Oh God, yeah. Near's a music man too. Near's actually got really good taste in music. I think everybody's got good taste in music except except Jimmy. You've heard his playlist in the wrestling room. Like I tell this to Near, I bitch about it the whole time.
You don't like his pop music?
Dude, it's fucking bad. It's bad.
Different what these kids listen to.
You're not, yeah. What did he have me put on the other day in the gym? He had me put on repeat. Oh, now I got to think about it. I don't know. It's a rap song, but it was actually good. I liked it.
All right, here's my thing about warm-up songs, right? And like getting ready to wrestle or you're scrapping, right? My first 2 years of high school, I had a coach named Eric Skoog. He was a multi-time state champion, Muhammad Seymour. He's a hippie at heart, but like you went to work when you walked in that room, right? There's no peace, love, and happiness, right? This dude wears nothing but dead shirts. Jim and him would fucking love each other, right? We listened to Rage Against the Machine, the first album, on repeat for the entire practice, every practice. And then that was before like schools got like really great sound systems. So like if they really would have listened, it clear as day goes into the part, and we came out to Killing in the Name of, right? And as we're running and doing our warm up, you clear as day could hear "fuck you, I won't do it," right? That was 2 years straight. My junior senior year was more like other rock music or metal, but it wasn't because we had a new coach. I never warmed up or went to a wrestling practice in my entire life where there was pop music, fun music, rap music. It was all like, let's fucking kill somebody. And you're like, yeah, right? Then you get into I'm coaching high school wrestling, and the kids are like, hey, coach, man, dude, put on that new Drake album. I was like, Drake? I fucking like Drake and everything, boys, but like, we're going to wrestle to this shit? And they're like, yeah, come on, give us 1 day, dude. So I gave them like, it turned into like 5 days. Before I knew it, they were on the fucking thing, changing my fucking, that's back when I had like a AirPod. They're like going through my playlist. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you fuckers, turn that off. Today's all metal. They would like, now it's like, you walk in, it's Katy Perry, and the kids are all singing. Maddie Jens will sing every Katy Perry song, fucking Taylor Swift.
I think there's something, I think it's calming though. Like it's calming music. Like I know right now, if a staver is running the aux, you're getting Slayer, you're getting like cool Megadeth, you're getting metal.
There is no cool Megadeth.
You're not.
There's no cool. They are fucking garbage.
Dave Mustaine was first.
In Metallica, I get it.
No. Hear me out. If Megadeth had a different name, they would have been bigger. Because when I went to Aldi with my mom when I was little, she wouldn't let me buy the Megadeth tape because of the name, but I could buy Metallica, the Garage Days LP, $5.98. Because of Metallica, what does that mean? Like she thinks that's what like the Hispanics paint in their car. You know what I mean? So that's, I can have that, but I couldn't get Megadeth because of the name of the band. The name of the band actually made them not as popular because nobody would let us have Megadeth. That's my take on it.
Megadeth wasn't as popular as Metallica because Dave Mustaine sucks.
I don't
he's a
like
great
him,
musician. Their voice sucks, and he spent his whole career complaining about Metallica.
Yeah,
that's it. That's fucking lame as hell, dude. You're a rock star. Go be a rock star. Enjoy the hot women and the drugs and rock and roll, dude. Fuck.
I don't know anything about any of these guys. But when it comes to warm-up music, you know, when I was out in Oklahoma State, they had a song that they played on repeat all the time. And I think it's something that Penn State does. But I played it a couple times, and some guys like it, some guys don't.
Let's do this. Let's play this game. The coolest playlist that you've been. I remember going to the Wisconsin RTC room, and their playlist was cool because it was a bunch of remakes, like techno, maybe house music, like remakes of like Billie Jean, like the trap house remix of Billie Jean, and it's cool. Like they had the Wisconsin RTC room had a bunch of cool remake stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
A lot of kids love the Big Booty Mix 23. Not even kidding. I think it's Big Booty Mix 23. They like that one. Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with it. What do you guys listen to here?
Mark made it.
What do I got? I
No, yeah, like what they listen to in the room?
In that where Landon goes or what?
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's probably similar to what Jimmy's got, but I'll just say that, you know, when I was in high school, whether it was football or whatever, it was always AC/DC. You know, Back in Black, Thunderstruck, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really got us going. But you know, yeah, now it's all like Jimmy's got.
Mark,
everybody.
Mark, do you remember Mark and Buddy maybe? Do you remember Crazy Train, Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That was one.
Of course, for that one.
That was one of the songs you listened to, or Oklahoma State did?
Well, no, that I did back in the day. Like, and then obviously we talked about Limp Bizkit. Back in the day, I was like all in. Like Limp Bizkit was.
Oh.
Godsmack, Disturbed. That's kind of my era. That's my rock.
But Disturbed.
Don't even, dude. Disturbed sucks.
Well, we've had this conversation. Remember, we once pulled up tons of old Disturbed videos, but
Dave Draymond is 5'1", and he comes out in his leather pants and he's bald. He's like, "You must be done with the sit," and I'm just going like, "Turn that shit off."
Glenn Danzig
is jacked though, but he was jacked and surrounded by a bunch of other jack dudes. You know, you're like,
yeah, he's probably Disturbed because of the characteristic of the lead singer.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't like his personality. I've heard him speak many times, dude. I can't.
Stewie, we've been to your bar mitzvah and it sucked.
I'm not Jewish. I didn't go to a bar mitzvah. Jesus. But I'll say this. We were huge. Year 2000, I mean, I did so much fucking Limp Bizkit. I still fuck with old Limp Bizkit. Old Limp Bizkit, like really old, the first
like the
$3 Billy Doll.
Like, yeah.
Yes. There's some fucking sick ass songs on that jam, and he's like a really angry. Then as he got to End Together Now and all that, a lot of his rhymes for like when you listen to him now, you're like 1 times 2, 3 to the 6 or something. You're like, what the fuck? And it's just like hot chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water. It was like, holy shit! I still mess with it, but
we saw him last summer, man. Fred Durst, hell yeah.
Was he awesome?
Yeah.
Good.
Henley Park. We're up in the fucking grass. It was great.
When I saw, when I hear Thunderstruck, I can smell the ice arena in Midget State. Where's that at?
Hold on, what is his name?
Danville.
Danville. I can smell the ice arena in Danville just by hearing that song. Not that it's a bad thing. Like it's like ice arenas smell like ice arenas.
They smell like cheap beer.
Yeah, and puke and hockey. Like, you know. But yeah, the Thunderstruck, that's what they walked out for Midget State, and they would play that it was awesome. Midget State was awesome. It really was.
Yeah. Mark, are you I got something else I was gonna ask.
Hold on, before we leave this, because Near brought it up and I wanted to just say it. To me, what was it? What did he come out to? Oh, when Trevor Bauer would come out to Hell's Bells, like a lot of AC/DC is not very good to me, but it's catchy, right? Mm-hmm. But dude, when an athlete who's actually good or worth a shit, or Friday Night Lights is quiet and it's like a big time game, and they come out to fucking Hell's Bells, and it's like boom, it comes out, dude. That's probably one of the greatest, like, you could walk out to songs in athletics ever. I used to get so pumped and I'm not a Padres fan, but I would love when the Cubs played Hoffman, and he'd come out and he'd come walking out of the pen, and you're like, fuck yeah, this dude's bad, bro. He's got Hell's Bells blasting, dude. Sick.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
We'll get you that for your next entrance song. Whenever you go somewhere, we'll just play it.
What about Enter Sandman? That was always a big
Oh
one,
yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's
Welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle. Yeah, DNR.
Yeah, Sandman.
You just need you need a good 10-second intro is all you need for a walkout song, right? And I'm gonna tell you right now, the most underused, I've never even heard as a walkout song. But if I was somebody and I was gonna walk into somewhere besides Walgreens, like if I was gonna like make an appearance, if I was somebody, dude, the first 9 seconds of Rock On from David Essex. That's got to be the cool. Hear me out. Try it. It's got to be the coolest 9-second intro that exists.
You got to be a bad, big dick swinging motherfucker to walk out to that, you know? But I'll say this.
Well, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah, we're all out. That's why we never walked out to. Just average Joe's here, guys. Sorry. But I'll say this. Back before the UFC kind of got lame on their walkouts, when Randy Couture used to walk out to it, and I hate the song, it sucks, but the beginning parts and the chorus, he comes out and is like, dun, 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 I'm back. It comes out to Aerosmith's I'm Back in the Saddle.
Yep.
It's bad as fuck.
It is.
But I always
No
say
different.
this, if Stewie's fat ass, if my fat ass ever got in phenomenal shape, got on a ton of TRT and maybe some growth hormone and made a comeback, I'm coming out if I get to Bad As I Used to Be by Chris Stapleton. I don't give a fuck. I've made it very clear. That's my jam. I just got to get rich, be able to afford a ton of TRT, growth hormone, and I'm coming back. And that's what I'm walking out to. Start the GoFundMe.
We've gone through a lot of music, and if anybody's still here, they're you know.
I think a lot of times people love to hear our shenanigans too, though, just as much as our wrestling, because we can go to some weird places.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? It's nice to have a light.
A little bit ago, emphasizing the meatloaf comment. Not gonna lie, from the other night.
I had a few texts about the meatloaf comment. It's just I don't know. I think I know. You get what I'm saying, right? It's the whole point of never.
Build viewers.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't know. But like it's nice to have a light podcast. Like we have good news. Kelly's in. Like we don't have to. There's nothing else to bitch about until there's something else to bitch about.
Speaking of Mount Carmel, man, there's a really crazy matchup Sunday. 2 freshmen from Mount Carmel will wrestle. Both are nationally ranked, like one after the next. But Sunday at Northwestern, 174 pounds, Colin Kelly versus teammate Eddie Enright.
Oh, really?
That's very. I mean,
damn, Colin Kelly's a 74-pounder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I thought he was bigger.
Eddie Enright's a 74-pound.
Yeah.
He's so short.
Yeah.
I've heard rumblings, though, there might be some moving pieces at Illinois, regardless of that other conversation, which I don't know if anybody talked about. But I've heard that there might be some kids going up. I think Cannon Webster's really big at 157. I'm not saying that he's going up yet, but I've heard a lot of rumors that it's a really tough for him to make 57 now. He's just grown so much, and he keeps filling out. So I think you might see some people moving up over there.
And you got Skulls out, and that's a.
I think Scholes stays. I think you could see Cannon. He's so tall. I think you end up seeing Cannon at 74. That's just my guess, based off some pretty good conversations and rumors. And I think you would see Colin go to 84, and Chris Moore go up to next year. I think you could see it. Chris Moore trying to put on another 10, 15 pounds and go 197.
Interesting.
I could be wrong, but I've heard numerous times that Cannon's got a tough cut to 57. He just keeps growing.
49 last year.
No, but that's a cool thing that both of those Mount Carmel guys are wrestling each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I think that'll be cool. You haven't seen each other. You know, you haven't been training partners for 2 years. You were probably training partners for a hot minute. You know everything about each other, but who's gotten what changes have each other made? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of attending Northwestern events just because I don't think, I know at times in this room, in this group, whether it be chat or not, we do talk a little bit here and there about like whether or not our state schools are really supporting wrestling. Because if we're being honest, we're a top 5 wrestling state in the country every year, but we're not a top 5 NCAA program. So what gives? Does the universities back their wrestling programs financially in every capacity that they could? Northwestern was able to be really a top 10 team in the country year in, year out by having 2 or 3 really good kids. And this isn't a knock on Matt Storniolo, but I don't know that he's getting much support from the university anymore under the new way that college wrestling works, because I don't think they have a kid in the top 15 in the country anymore. I think Eddie Enright's their best kid, and I think Eddie's a stud. It's not a knock on Northwestern. It's interesting to see kind of. So I don't like to attend Northwestern stuff, going back to what I was saying before I went full on ADHD, because I just don't think they give a shit about the wrestling program. Proof being them moving Midlands out for years, then bringing it back finally. But I
they
think
might start if you start showing up, they might start caring.
Yeah, okay. They could care less about general admission ticket pricing, making zero money. I mean, wrestling programs are usually a loss. Every program in the Big Ten lost money last year.
If 5,000 people showed up, it would be a little bit better off.
They changed the arena. You couldn't fit 5,000 people in there.
What I was going to also say to go along with that, their assistant coach is BJ Futrell, who also went to Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
So again,
BJ Futrell.
Mount Carmel, a lot of
Did you see what I sent it to the group before? There was like 38 guys going off to college to play like Division I sports.
Oh yeah,
Mount Carmel this thing.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it was. It was crazy. There were a bunch of kids going to play football, baseball, everything. I mean, that's impressive. I think.
You think?
Yeah,
That's unreal. I mean, their
crazy.
enrollment is. If you look at their numbers of seniors that graduate, I bet you'd have 38 kids go Division I. Like the statistic on how many of their seniors are going D1, I bet it's astronomically high.
Yeah. And that's just, I guess, all the more argument why you should be able to go where the hell you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're gonna keep this podcast light. Go on Facebook and go to Mount Carmel, and it'll
Hold on.
like.
Yeah. But listen to this. They have 581 students. We do it real easy. We'll say 600. Round up. 600 divided by 4 is 150. They have basically 40 out of 150 kids in their senior class are going to be competing in the Division I, have committed to compete at the Division I level next year. That's almost 1 in 4 kids in their senior class. I will beat your ass, dog. I'm kidding. That's pretty impressive, though. That's really impressive. Good for Mount Carmel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll end it right there, guys, and we'll pick up later this week, maybe tomorrow. See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.